Okay, you're live. Take it away.
All right, good afternoon. I'm AdirondackRick, and I am going to be running Dr. Mario for the Super Nintendo, the 0 through 20 category. So therefore, we started the level 0, and we go all the way up to 20, where we're killing off a whole bunch of viruses throughout the run. So I will go ahead and give it over to my commentator here, who's going to be going ahead and talking about some of the things that I'm doing here and some of the tricks, and also about the Dr. Mario community. Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready. Thank you so much for the introduction. My name's Fwubs, and I will be commentating Rick's run here. So,
all right, give me
you want to take it away? All right, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, pills.
All right.
Let's get this run going. All right, so for those of you who are new to Dr. Mario, the way this game works looks very similar to Tetris, but plays very differently. As you see, there are a bunch of viruses on the board, and you're trying to match 4 of a pill color to clear that virus. And it starts fairly simple, just 4 viruses, but with each level as we go on, it's going to increase by 4 viruses. And so, what Rick's going to be looking to do is using these pills as efficiently as possible to get through these levels, while also avoiding drop time. So drop time is when a cleared piece has to drop all the way to the bottom. So you'll notice whenever a pill gets cleared, if not both pieces are cleared, you'll have to watch them fall all the way to the bottom of the board, like those blue pills did right there.
Yeah, which is absolutely sad, and then also sad when you don't get the arrangement that you're looking for, but once in a while you get a double and that helps you out.
Yeah, SNES version especially tends to be much more generous with those doubles, so you're able to go for a few more risky, bold plays where you can hope for the double and watch your work pay off.
Yeah, that's compared to the NES version, where I believe, if I remember correctly, there was like, you get a set amount of pills and they were forced what you're going to do. There's no such in-game RNG. It's just, hey, here are the pills you're going to use for the level, and you're pretty much stuck with them, so good luck.
Good luck indeed, but we're on a nice pace already entering level 3. This board seems pretty diverse in colors, a few gaps all over the place, but looks like there's a room for every pill that you have.
Which is kind of key, especially when we get later and later into this game, where trying to make up combos is going to be how you save a bunch of time.
Yeah, as your board gets more cluttered and you don't have to worry about drop time as much, you really want to use every half of the pill that you can. Because less pills is faster time, objectively.
And that's usually what you're trying to do in speedrunning this, is just trying to maximize the usage of the pills and minimize the amount of time that it spends for you to actually use them, I guess is the better term.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see what kind of play style players go for. Some people, you really have to choose one to focus on sometimes, and so do you make worse decisions quick, or do you make the optimal decision but sacrifice just a little bit of time to get that there?
Yeah, right there, that's a little bit of a misplay right there. I did not intend on having that happen. If I get a double yellow, I'll get bailed out, though.
Let's see if RNGesus is on your side to say. We're getting some double reds, but holding out for that double yellow. There it is. And that right there, that's what we call either a cross clear or a T. That was the cross right there, because you'll see the lines of 4, they cross with each other, and that saves you a whole pill half, which can be an entire pill. In most cases, when you can go for a cross clear or a double clear, they're always the most efficient option. Even if you've already started to clear one of the halves of the double, going for the cross will still end up saving you pills and saving you time.
One of the trickier things about getting into this game when you're trying to go fast is realizing what your board is giving you. Like, there's some plays that you'll be noticing later on after you're like reviewing your video, and you're like, I should have went with that play. I should have went with that play. Realizing what your board's giving you is a very critical aspect of this game. I really would love another double yellow to bail me out. There it is. There it is.
There's the piece we need.
So every 5 levels, we get this cutscene right there with the virus up on the screen.
Now this board, you're very crowded over on that left side in the columns 1 through 3. You're gonna need a lot of yellow-reds to kind of carve your way through that.
I'm gonna have to junk a pill too in order to try to save myself from further danger here.
And once that red is cleared in column 3, you're gonna have a little bit of a yellow staircase, which means you're gonna need a lot of either double yellows or yellows you can drop like that yellow-red. Exactly.
Well, there's this chain over here that I need to get. Yeah.
Clearing 3 viruses with 1 pill is... if you could do that with every pill, this game would be a lot nicer.
Oh, that's a misplay right there. One of the things I'm not going to do is immediately try to clear that. Later in this game, when we get to the higher levels, I'm going to definitely want to clear that faster, but right now, I'm just going to be patient with this here.
And those double blues working out really well to clear that nice and easy off the top. Medium speed also definitely going to help out at those higher levels because you'll have more maneuverability with the pills.
Alright, just gotta sneak one in here.
Got a big patch of red in the middle. Got actually a lot of red on the board, but these double reds coming in at the perfect time to help open that up.
Saving me from having a messy board, and that's going to be a thing you're going to see later in this game, is the key aspect of trying to keep the board clean.
Yeah, when you get a lot of garbage all over your board, you're gonna have to start wasting pill halves in order to clear up that garbage. They become like viruses that you don't get any credit for clearing. It doesn't help you at all to have them in the way.
And they can also impact your ability to clear things out fast and efficiently.
Oh, out of level 7. It's very funny seeing the times, as I'm normally an NES player, seeing how much quicker this game goes by.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, there's a bit of a difference between the NES and the SNES version, also between that and the Game Boy version, and pretty much all the versions have a little bit of difference, especially when it comes to speed. The way that the pills rotate in the SNES version are faster than what you would see in the NES version, where like for the NES version, what would be a good time for 0 through 10 time?
0 through 10, good time depending on the player, sitting around that 13 minutes. A sub 15 is really what you want to shoot for to be a good time for one of our good players. And world record is around under 11 minutes.
Right, and when you're talking the Super Nintendo version, you're probably looking at more like a 9 to 10-ish minutes versus what you'd get for the SNES version.
Yeah, what's another difference is the pills. Dr. Mario throws them faster in SNES, so, but the drop time's the same, which is why drop time is super important in this game.
Just got a little fancy there, and I don't think that really did me much good, although I now see a play that I can make here coming up in just a moment. Just need another blue to complete that. There it is.
Nice. There we go, that drop. I love watching drop plays. I love, especially at the top level, when players set up these super complicated drops, and it looks like they're making a bunch of misdrops. Like, why would you put a pill there?
Oops.
And they clean, well, don't put a pill there.
That's called a misplay no matter what. That right there is called a misplay. See, there's a danger about looking away from your screen just long enough to, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to lose that pill, but There we go. There we go.
All right, we're all good.
My apologies about that.
And now, oh my goodness, oops, all blue, but nice, nice arrangement of the blues where you're able to clear them all in a big bunch. And got the option for horizontal or vertical on that red, whatever you want.
I choose to go with the horizontal here. Alright, I'm going to set myself up for a little bit of a play over here with these reds, but I don't know how long I'm going to keep it. Actually, I'm just going to bow out of it right now.
No.
I didn't want to go too many pills with it sitting there because,
yeah.
Again, that's where you get yourself into a lot of trouble. Is if you are still desperately trying to hold on to a play that causes you to take worse plays.
That's definitely one of the difficulties. When it's the sunk cost fallacy. You've spent so many pills trying to set up this play. Do you really want to give it up? But sometimes you just have to acknowledge that you need to move on from this play because it's only hurting your board more.
Right now, one of the biggest problems with my board is the blues are all tucked away. So I need to try to get them freed up as much as possible.
Yeah, luckily the Dr. Mario has not been handing you too many blue pills that you've been forced to leave as garbage elsewhere, and right there you're able to clear it up super quick.
Also, in the event that Fusil wants to mention anything about what's going on with No Kid Hungry, if there's any donations that come through, whatever the case might be, the best time to do it would be towards the end of a level. So if you got anything to talk about, go right ahead. I'll take that as a no for right this moment. But so we are getting to the end of level 10 here. We'll have another one of those end of level cutscenes coming up.
And we're halfway through in levels, but not quite. I'd only say this is about a third of the way through the run, correct?
Yeah, because 0 through 10, you think, okay, you're halfway through this game. No, because obviously as the number of viruses go up, this game is nowhere near done.
Now, once again, this is another level where all your reds are kind of buried towards the bottom or trapped under other pills, so you have to make some moves.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, is that I'm going to have to try to find ways to get them unburied as we move throughout this level. So as we're going through some of these earliest double-digit levels, I do want to at least have you talk about some of the things that go on with Dr. Mario, because like Tetris, there's a lot of things that people don't know that go on with Tetris, or rather Dr. Mario. Like, for instance, there's competitions for this game.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to talk about. So the Dr. Mario community, we have two main communities. The one we're watching right now, this is the speedrun community, and we have monthly tournaments that take place. For the first 2 weeks, you get to qualify. You submit a speedrun online, and then there's a bracket where you face off against other runners in different level blocks. So you won't do a full speed run. They're much smaller level blocks, normally on the lower levels, around 6 through 9, 8 through 11. And you got to work your way up through there. And it's really a lot of fun because lately we've been getting a lot of new runners in the community and new runners getting really good really quick. So
that's always good,
very fun.
And that's always good for any community.
Yeah, it's funny because it's, you know, such an old game. It's older than I am, and even so, people are finding out about it all the time and joining the community. So, and another great feature is, even though only the top 16 runners of the month get to play in the gold bracket, we also offer a silver bracket. So if you're not quite in the top 16, but you still want the chance to be part of that competition and really grow as a player, we have that too. And as well, over longer blocks. So that's our monthly speed tournament. We also have a big versus community. This is, so there's two wonderful things about the versus community, which is we have seasonal competitions where you get to play against different players. You get to choose which league you're in. So if you want a more competitive league or a more beginner league, again, we want the chance for players of all levels to grow. And then my favorite thing is we have our 4 times a year, we have offline competitions specifically focused on the Versus community. And so we have 2 more this year, one in August, that's going to be, I believe, in Phoenix. And then in November, our biggest one, we have our championships in Columbus, where basically as many people in the community as they can all come out and you get to meet everyone you've been playing online and get to just see the best competition in person. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the community's definitely grown a lot since the first original editions of the Dr. Mario monthly checkups and whatnot. Alright, I'm gonna have to just set this bad here. I've got no yellows available to me. So it's always a bad feeling when you wind up getting a color that you do not need, and now we're just gonna make it even worse, aren't we?
Gonna have to find some way to clear out those reds, maybe take some garbage on the way. But just gotta find access to those yellows. And now you're really solely reliant on those red pills and a single yellow.
Oh, we're gonna get rid of both of these. I mean, that's not necessarily the most spectacular way of getting rid of a double yellow pill there, but it is what it is. That the board didn't set me up nicely there, and we just made a goof right there. So we're off to a good start for this level as well. But I think I can clean this one up.
I'm making quick work with that mess, like it was never there.
Never panic. And that's another thing about how to speedrun this efficiently. Making sure that when things don't go right as far as a pill placement's concerned, or you're not getting the right RNG, that you're not panicking.
Yeah, nothing's worse than when you make a mistake and you get so caught up on it. Mistakes lead to just more mistakes if you get too focused on them and don't adapt how you're playing.
Oops, that's unfortunate because I just lost a double blue to that. Still trying to clean up from one mistake. And this is a kind of showcase of where a level can go wrong, but obviously, we're not panicking. This is not a late level. If this was like level 19 and this was happening at the very beginning, okay, well, we would be taking a top out, but which top outs are not good because they're not necessarily legal when it comes to speedrunning either.
Yeah, if you top out, it no longer is counted as a no glitches, no reset run. It's they have a separate category.
And the reason for that is because there's a way to try to set up your RNG if you do a reset. So that's why they have to differentiate between the two. You may think that's a misplay, but that's actually going to work down here.
I never call anything. Well, I can call that a misplay. I was gonna say I would call nothing a misplay, but it works out.
We'll clean it up. We'll clean it up.
Yeah. But especially when I'm watching the our monthly speed tournaments, there are so many times, even the other commentators do it, I won't say anything if I see a play that looks like a misplay because I'm almost always proven wrong within a few pills.
Alright, let's see. Let's make sure we scan the board to make sure I make the right moves here.
I like when boards, especially on the later levels, are packed and don't have big gaps because it means I can really focus on the board in kind of isolated sections. Sometimes when I have a lot of access to the bottom early on, I get really focused on, oh, what's the really optimal, can I fit a pill down here? And it makes me play a little slower, but At least for me, when I see it separated like this, it's like, all right, we focus on the top without making too much mess for the bottom, and we go from there.
Alright, we are getting ourselves into a little bit of trouble with this lack of a yellow, but I think what I can do here is finally get myself set up to move some stuff.
Great combo.
Still got some mess to clean up with here. And this is not doing me any favors here with the current setup, but... Alright, now everything exists where it needs to exist. Now we can finish this level. Thank you, Yellow. Just had to prove me wrong.
You never thank Dr. Mario for anything, but never get mad at him for anything either. He's a fickle being.
Alright. So this is kind of where the junk that I have is not doing me any favors. Because you see that mess I have over here on the left side there, that prevented me from being able to really spawn a good attempt at the double.
Yeah, now you're gonna have to sit and wait for a double yellow, or try to stack up, and clear that blue. And well, of course,
RNG.
the double yellows show
RNG.
up immediately after.
RNG, right there. Alright. Let's see here.
Alright, now is where we're really entering the levels where the board starts to just get a little uncomfortably high. And you're going to want to really avoid any big mistakes at the top. 'Cause that's when the stress starts to kick in a little. And nice combo clearing 8 viruses there.
It's where if you start to really freak out, you're going to lose control of the board real fast. Now I need to get some blues opened up, so I'm going to kill this one over here. One of the biggest things I need to do is just make sure that I have available every single combination on this board. So I might take a few of these slower than I really care to, but in the end, it's about making the right plays. Yes, for anyone from my community, I said slow down so you can go fast. It's a lesson I've spent way too long not learning. Alright.
Yeah, running low on available blue. You opened up to the blue and then it closed it right off again.
Yeah. Right now we're just gonna try to sneak some things in. Alright, yellow. Let's make sure that we take care of various things that need to be taken care of here. That prevents the junk pile there.
Starting to get the reds you need, although that yellow sitting right on top of that red in column 3. Gonna be a bit of a bother.
And there's really no way for me to vertical it either.
Yeah.
Just take care of it this way.
Let's see some yellow, Dr. Mario. Please.
Not too upset about the color choices right now. Alright, let's finish off 15, get this thing going. Alright, there we go. 15 down, 5 to go, but these are the 5 most stressful levels.
Yeah, there's never any comfort in a Dr. Mario run because of these later levels they're stressful and they're so RNG heavy that you could be very far ahead and get absolutely killed by the RNG.
Down there.
But on the same hand, what's great is really you shouldn't give up on too many runs unless you're really truly far behind, because sometimes these later levels can also prove to be the biggest time saves based on if your past run you had an awful one.
Well, also on top of that, you're one of the biggest components about the late levels is being able to deal with everything the late levels want to hand you. So getting practice in the late game situation here is always going to be good, because maybe you can start to think about better ways of creating change. Maybe you can start thinking about better ways of, okay, this didn't work out for me. Maybe if I do this instead of that, hey, maybe that would create a better use of my pills. And plus, dealing with the stress of a 16 through 20 going wrong is always beneficial, especially if you do plan on participating in one of those tournaments that you're mentioning.
Yeah, absolutely, because in those tournaments, we're playing on totally random seeds, and so you could get absolutely anything, and there's not... If you get a bad run, you're already a few levels in, you can't reset. You gotta work with what you have.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that you in that situation, you're gonna have to deal with the hand that you're dealt. I need to get these blues uncovered. All right, so need to get these blues uncovered.
But yeah, that reminded me of something I totally forgot to mention with our speed side. Speaking of dealing with the hand you're dealt, is every Thursday we all get together on Discord and we do what's called weekly checkup, where we practice our speed runs. We race against each other, but we're all playing on the same seed, so we're all dealt the same hand, and so you really get to see how you stack up against the competition and learn that sometimes it's not the RNG. Sometimes you just gotta improve.
Yeah, and that's the case with this current situation here in 16. That definitely is the current situation here in this 16.
Yeah, that red horizontal is totally cut off at the bottom there, so gonna have to take a different approach. That nice, easy double vertical.
And that was my doing. No, I don't really want to do that. I want to get this down there first, then we can deal with anything else. And we'll finish it off with a double. I mean, Fiesel did tell us we were ahead, so...
Yeah, you take all the speedrun time you need.
Okay, as you can see, this is where we really are getting stressed. Alright, let's see here. We gotta get rid of that junk pill up there.
Yeah.
And I've thought about laying down a pill twice here in this situation, but it would automatically be a top out, because it would not have killed anything. And there'd be no room to put anything else down.
And this is another instance, again, as I mentioned before, playing on medium is going to be of great benefit, especially for getting pills all the way over to the left and right.
Yeah, and that's something we never really mentioned at the beginning of this. Why do you play on medium speed? Wouldn't you think that in a speed run you'd want to play on the higher speed? Well, it is possible for runners to go through the later levels on high speeds, but it's also an easy invitation to top out and cause a lot of pain, especially when things don't work out in your favor with the RNG at the start of the level.
Yeah, there's a lot of risk to playing on high speed at these later levels. It's
finally we can get rid of that, so I can
oof.
drop that. That's what I've been sitting there waiting on, because that would have created more of a pain situation if I was to drop it sooner. Alright. Get rid of that junk now. Let me see. Scan the board. Alright. Don't like that, but this will at least allow me to get a horizontal here.
Yeah, there's not really use for any yellow reds at the moment, but setting that up was able to be a more efficient thing in the end, even if it made some garbage.
Sometimes there is good garbage. Most of the times, no. But once in a while, there is actually good garbage. Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna set this up. Well, I was gonna set that up. There we go.
That is one of my favorite types of plays to see. I really think that's something people really go for more when they go to that next level from beginner to intermediate, is setting up that horizontal with something on top of it to drop down, because you can end up being super efficient with your pills, because you might think, oh, I can't access anything below. But if you have it on top of that horizontal, it'll drop right down and save you a bunch of pills.
So in these late levels here, one of the worst things that you can ever do is get yourself into trouble on the sides. Because if you get too long before you start clearing out the sides, especially at the very top, your speed's going to be too fast and your pills will go nowhere.
Yeah, sometimes you'll get a lot of garbage up there and you'll be at the end of the level, you have pill all the way at the top, and you have to build up underneath it, and it's very stressful when it's moving very quickly.
Oh, that too, yeah. Actually, that was not... Okay, so I'm gonna have to work on that one here. Let me put... Let's figure out how we're gonna do this one here. Let's figure out how we're gonna get out of this one. And we're just gonna kill it.
Yeah, no good way getting rid of it without wasting a lot of time.
Because that was one of those situations where I was trying to set up a chain reaction or just a combo. And I know I just removed the opportunity to just have a double clear on a horizontal. But if I tried doing that play, it was going to end miserably for me. Alright, make sure we take care of that while I see that play there. Nope, nope, nope. And if you saw what I did there, you would realize immediately why I pulled out of that play. Because if I lay that down there, that one yellow pill drops down onto that blue pill. Alright.
But hopefully you'll get something that... There we go.
That's the double yellow that will clear that out faster, yes.
Yeah, now you can access all those pills you had hiding at the bottom there.
You know, where are all these blues when I needed them earlier? Alright, let's get that set.
There's that horizontal drop. Now just one more yellow, and we're out. Two more levels.
Yep, and this again is where the stress really gets in here, and you're going to see me attack these sides first to try to make things a little more manageable. I don't like the double reds. I could have waited for that double blue, but I have no idea when that double blue's coming, so I don't want to lay down that red on top of the blue and then find out that it's going to be like 20 pills until I get what I want. Keeping yourself out of stress is the best way of getting through this run at this point.
Yeah, just making nice, safe plays where you don't have to rely on too much good RNG, and plays that won't stress you out even more than you already are. But you're gonna work through all this yellow pretty soon and be left with a field of red, a little bit of blue mixed in there.
And the unfortunate thing that's going to wind up happening at that stage is the game's going to give me all the yellow pills as opposed to the red pills. And then things will be absolutely terrible. I did not want a blue at that point. I did not want a blue, and there's really no good way for me to set that up. I maybe could have scanned the board. And you mentioned that difference between the beginning runner and the more veteran runner.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, if you go to a stream like a speedrunner stream like ACMLM, for example, who has been very good at this game, had a world record in this game at a point, and just that kind of runner knows exactly what to do in every situation. They're scanning the board all the times. And that takes a lot of practice. You can't pick this game up and then 3 days later be like trying to figure out how to do chain reactions and expect to be perfect on them.
Yeah, practicing good vision on the board is really a huge skill. Being able to focus, really see everything on the board, every option, and being able to choose the right one quickly. That's how you become the top player.
Mm-hmm. And then going with a play like that, which will reduce your drop time.
One more yellow.
And now we go to level 20,
right.
which is 84, stressful, and we start with a double red that I have nothing to do with it.
No. There we go. That's something, interesting thing to know about
okay,
these.
we're in trouble.
Oh!
We're in trouble.
Get that blue.
All right.
So as I was saying, is on these top levels, you'll notice, you'll get a double pill and you'll think, oh, this pill can't fit, you can't rotate it. But actually, when you rotate pills at the top of the board and that pill half gets cut off, it just disappears entirely.
Yep. All right, let's see how we're gonna get out of this here.
Very carefully.
Yep. And the other thing about this game, which we have not brought up yet, is as you go through the game, it speeds up.
Mm-hmm. It's a value that isn't shown on the screen, but there is a speed value that increments after... I don't remember the exact number of pills, but it's not 8 pills. Okay. Every 8 pills, your speed value ticks up by 1.
We're about to get out of this here.
We're about to get
out of that. There we go.
There it is. Oh, thank goodness.
Now, we're not fully out of the woods yet, and then we just created more junk here.
It's for content.
Yes.
Keep it interesting. The people want the drama.
Okay, well...
Well, maybe not that much drama.
I'm dead. Yep. So that's going to be a top out, which obviously would invalidate this run if we were even going for PV strats. So we take the top out, we go back to the start of the level.
With some nicer RNG.
Without starting with a double pill to start with the run here. And let's be real. What caused that issue was me freaking out just a little bit. Now, I'm not going, what do I do next? What do I do next? But there was a little bit of a indecision, and in level 20, you need to be prepared for what to do next.
Yeah, you don't have much time to really flip around the pills and think about things. That's a problem I encounter often, is if I'm indecisive, I'll start flipping around the pill a bunch and I'll always land on the wrong spot. But this is much nicer. The board's a lot lower already.
Yeah, we are not dealing with trying to clean up junk pills. So the one thing I needed to still take care of was there was still that overhanging piece at the very, very top of that old board. Could not, and that was the end of that run. Once we misplaced 3 other pills, it snowballed. We got into trouble. But you know what? we're here doing this for charity. This is for No Kid Hungry. If you ever want to help out the kids, make sure they get fed here in the upcoming summertime. Make sure they've got the food that they definitely could use. Be sure to get your donations in to help this out. Final day of this event.
Yeah, it's really been a great weekend of speedrunning.
Yeah, it's been great. A lot of great runs happening throughout this entire week. This is what, the third year we've been doing this with No Kid Hungry, so it's been really a wonder to be able to help them out. And
it's always great when you can take something you love, take a passionate community, and turn that passion to a good cause.
So big shout outs to everyone who's thrown in their donations so far for No Kid Hungry. We definitely do appreciate it. And as far as time is concerned for this run, it comes to a close once we kill the final virus on this level. Barring a major catastrophe, we should be able to get through this now. A big thank you to Feasel and the crew for having us on. Where can people get more information about the Dr. Mario checkups and the monthly competitions?
Of course, let me go ahead and drop a link to our Discord in the chat. That is where you can find all the information and ask any questions that you might have. It's a super welcoming, friendly community. And time.
So, unfortunately, due to the top out, also a couple of other issues that I had, went up just a few minutes over estimate, but, you know, 41:29, still a solid effort for this run. So, you know, I'd take that for a marathon run. So thank you very much, everyone who had us here. And thank you again, Feasel, for having us here. Again, as you just posted, you have all the information for how you can find out more information about the Dr. Mario community and find out more information about the live in-person competitions that they do, like over in Columbus and whatnot. Anything you want to add?
No, just thank you so much for having me on here for comms. It was a good time. It was a fun run.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, everyone. And coming up, more No Kid Hungry. Be sure to get your donations in and help out.